While Washington pours billions into other people's wars, China continues to rise across the globe as America could be getting involved in yet another war, and now in the Middle East. Here now to address America's ongoing crisis is Kentucky Senator and author of the new book, Deception, the Great COVID Cover-Up, Senator Rand Paul. Senator, really good to have you on. You know, the support for Israel, I think, was unanimous. I think the vote was 97-0, but for a while you were a holdout. Can you explain the reason for you holding out the support, not financial support, but support for Israel across the full Senate?
The sense of the Senate resolution was to condemn Hamas. I 110% agree with that sentiment. I do condemn Hamas for the atrocities. And then also the sense of the Senate was to say that we support Israel's right to defend themselves. I also support that 110%. But I wanted to make sure that they added a clause to the resolution that indicated and made it very clear that this was not a declaration of war and this was not permission for the president to send American troops into battle in Israel. If it ever came to that, it would require a vote of Congress and a debate. And I'm very much a stickler for the rules on this. The Constitution says that we can only go to war by a vote of Congress. And so every time a resolution like this comes up, I'm very much in favor of saying this is a resolution, but it is not an authorization for war.
I'm glad you're there to do exactly that, Senator. Listen to the senior senator from Kentucky, your state, talking about yet another war that we're supporting.
If you look at the Ukraine assistance, let's talk about where the money is really going. A significant portion of it's being spent in the United States in 38 different states, replacing the weapons that we sent to Ukraine with more modern weapons. So we're rebuilding our industrial base.
That's what President Biden's seeking to do.
It's correct. No Americans are getting killed in Ukraine. We're rebuilding our industrial base.
So, Senator, let me get this straight. McConnell thinks that we should support a foreign war because some of the money we're sending over there is being spent, turned around and spent in states in the United States. It seems like a very backwards way to support your own economy, but you weigh in, if you will.
Well, this is an agreement between President Biden and Senator McConnell. They're on the same side, but it's an old Democrat theory. It's called the broken window theory. So you go and break a window and you say, oh, we're going to help our country because our country is going to fix the broken window. But if that's true, instead of giving Ukraine $60 billion, why don't we give them $300 billion? Why don't we give them $1 trillion? If all the money's coming back to us, it's sort of like the idea of a perpetual motion machine. It doesn't really work because that money has to come from somewhere. And right now it actually comes from borrowing. So what it will do is it will add to inflationary pressures. Your prices will go up at the grocery store, and it'll also happen to affect our interest payment. Our interest payment now is almost as big as our military budget in its entirety. So, no, this is not a benign thing he's asking. And what Senator McConnell and Joe Biden are for actually is making our country weaker as we go further into debt.
Senator, Ukraine, support. Israel, support, fine. Taiwan next, fine. Other parts of the globe, heat up. Are we inching closer to a World War III?
There's always the danger of escalation in this. My primary concern is we don't have any money. There is no rainy day fund. There's no pot of money sitting around. We basically borrow the money from China to send it to Ukraine or to any of these other countries. No matter how noble the cause is, if you're borrowing the money to send it someplace, it doesn't make sense. But yes, there is a risk of escalation. There are members of the U.S. Senate saying, bomb Tehran, bomb Iran. We don't care if they were really involved, just bomb them. But it doesn't always work out. You know, when 9/11 happened, people said, oh, Iraq had something to do with it. Well, they had nothing to do with it. We got rid of Saddam Hussein. But you know what? The unintended benefit was to Iran. Iran became stronger because we got rid of their big foe, Saddam Hussein. So people need to weigh the balance of this and realize that war is the ultimate sacrifice for our young men and women, and it should not be taken up willy-nilly without forethought and without significant debate.